adab, and good afternoon. A very warm welcome to all of you in this session of Indus Valley International Film Festival. Today I'm going to talk to Harsh Narayan one-to-one about his journey as a filmmaker and what all prompted him to organize a film festival at such a mega scale. Hailing from a district of Bihar, Motihari, Harsh seems to have traveled very far. An alumnus of Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, Mudra Institute of Communication, Ahmedabad, and NIFT, Delhi. Harsh has his own production company, Dragons Lab Private Limited. Mentored by none other than Mr. Shyam Benegal, Harsh also studied at FTII Pune and qualified from NFDC Directors Lab. In a career spanning almost 15 years, Harsh has directed numerous documentary films, music videos, audio documentaries, animation films, and mega national TV shows. Harsh has been creative and series director of first ever national reality show on classical music on Doordarshan, which was hosted by none other than Shabana Azmi Sahiba. So Harsh, welcome to this session of your own festival, which is not only your baby, but you have nurtured it so well. And right at the beginning, my apologies to you that I have not been able to cover many more achievements of yours and other hats you wear. So first of all, let me begin at the beginning.
Many thanks for this elaborate introduction. It was more than required, and it was so kind of you. You have been a great supporter of all our efforts for past many years.
So Harsh, first of all, let me begin at the beginning. How would you describe your journey from Motihari in Bihar, which most probably does not have any film connection, neither with Bollywood, nor many movies have been shot there. And why did you decide to become a filmmaker? Why did you choose this filmmaking as career? What was that inspiration spark behind becoming a filmmaker?
Gopalji, when I was in Motihari, it was my childhood dream, because in my school days itself, I had decided that I want to make films. So I was very clear when I was in class 8th or 9th or 10th. By class 9th, 10th, I was very clear that I have to become a filmmaker. Because the creativity fascinated me, the world of creativity, where I could create what I wanted to create and showcase my work to the world. So, but there was no scope, there is no avenues there, there is no information how to get into this field at that place at that time. Even now, nowadays, everything is connected digitally, so people are aware, but that time there was no digital. So we were not aware of how to get into this field. So I had to come out of Bihar. I came to Delhi when I was in my college. I came to Delhi and then I settled here. I joined a course in digital filmmaking, and then simultaneously I started making documentary films. I got in touch with filmmakers like Shyam Benegal, and then other filmmakers also. Later on, Vishal Bhardwaj also came in my life, and he also guided me. So I started getting encouragement and support of many eminent filmmakers, because they saw, I think they must have seen something, because they love me a lot. I must say that all those filmmakers love me a lot. And this was my single-minded focus, that I have to become a filmmaker.
हर्ष, मैंने कहा कि पूत ने पांव पालने में दिखाने शुरू कर दिए थे, and he became a successful filmmaker?
Yes, actually, I will tell you, when we were kids, when we were kids, when I was in class 1 or class 2 itself, so my grandmother, my dadi, used to get me tuition. She used to invite a tutor to teach me how to play tabla and classical music. So that's how my upbringing
wow.
started. When I was in class 1 or 2, तो घर पे आते थे ट्यूशन, जैसे लोगों को मैथ और साइंस पढ़ाने वाले टीचर आते हैं, मुझे तबला सिखाने वाले टीचर आते थे और हारमोनियम पे सारे गामा सिखाने वाले टीचर आते थे जब मैं क्लास 1 और 2 में था.
Very nice. So Harsh, coming over to this aspect of filmmaking, what are the various problems which, as a filmmaker, you face, and what other filmmakers face in India, and what all suggestions you have that filmmaking as a career, is taken up by many more people. What are those hurdles? What are those problems? If you can tell our viewers.
So Gopalji, even now I see there are very less venues or organized setup for a budding filmmaker, for an aspiring filmmaker to get a path, how to get into filmmaking, to find a path. And also I feel that filmmaking has been confined to few limited clusters. अगर फिल्म मेकर बनना है तो बॉम्बे ही जाना पड़ेगा, एक तो ये बात है. And even in Bombay, the industry has been confined into very few studios or production houses. गिनती के 5-6 production houses हैं जो हमारी mainstream. Although we have a very large film industry across India, when we talk about all languages, we have very vast film industry. Let us not just talk about Hindi films, but I see there are more organized setup when we talk of Tamil films, Telugu films, or even Malayalam films. I see a lot of innovative filmmakers coming up in Malayalam films. But some of the Malayalam films are excellent and they are also accepted publicly. So there is also a star system in Malayalam films, but I see that in Malayalam films, content is also accepted by public in a mass scale. So content is also a prime star in Malayalam cinema. Likewise, I see film industry in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh also in somewhat quite organized. In Bombay, I see that it has been confined into few clusters, and there are very less scope for a budding filmmaker to crack the nut. Now there are other avenues like a budding filmmaker make a film, a small budget film, and then they pitch to few international film festivals. And then when they get some kind of visibility through film festivals, then maybe a studio or a OTT platform will come forward to accept their film, to take their film forward for masses. And this is one way, one path which most of the new age filmmakers are adopting. They make, and I suggest this path to, because this is the most experimented and successful process right now to get into filmmaking for people who don't have any godfather, like me. So you make film, low budget film, good film, pitch it to few film festivals, and when your film gets some visibility, then maybe some big studio or OTT platform will come ahead and ask you to take your film to take it to masses.
I'm sure our government is also doing a lot of things, like you said, few clusters in Mumbai. So like Noida now, they developed a film city. Now I read the news reports that another film city is likely to come up very soon. So government is, I'm sure government is doing a lot of work in this. But what I would like to know is, are there any policies, like you are a management person also. uh, are there any facilities, are there any loan schemes by banks which are given to filmmakers to promote filmmaking? Are there any such schemes in the government?
See, NFDC was created with such motives by government, National Films Development Corporation, in 60s, early 60s.
Yeah.
NFDC fulfilled its mission for at least 30 years when it was created. And many very good, fine filmmakers came out through this process of NFDC, where NFDC funded those films. All great filmmakers like Shyam Benegal, Govind Nihalani, many of them came because of NFDC, supported them. But for past, I think 20, 25 years, NFDC has drifted away from this mandate. And NFDC is no longer funding films, parallel cinema, which was used to called parallel cinema. So NFDC has stopped funding films. NFDC is right now mostly doing, they are facilitating. They have become a facilitator between budding filmmakers and some financiers, some production companies. They are only they organize labs, writers lab, producers lab, directors lab. And I see that time to time, occasionally government mandates NFDC, and they send some money to NFDC to make few films on any particular subject. If the government has a subject on which they want to make a film, they mandate NFDC, आप इस पे film बनाइए, आप इस पे film बनवाइए. तो अभी ऐसा है कि उसके अलावा there is a films division. They also get to make a lot of documentary films. Films division documentary films बनाती है, अभी भी बनाती है. But I think they have also slowed down. They are not making so many documentary films as they used to make earlier. There used to be a film finance forum, which has also become defunct. Film Finance Forum was also created by Government of India many years ago, but now it is a defunct body for past many years. It's not working. It's not financing. Now coming to banks. Few banks after film industry was announced as an industry by Finance Ministry. Film industry was recognized as an industry by Finance Ministry in 90s, somewhere in 90s. Then banks created a fund, a small amount, very small amount, but all State Bank, all nationalized banks created a funds, very small amount to finance films. They financed few films, very few films earlier, but of late they have also stopped financing. They don't use that fund. They don't use that fund of financing. And even filmmakers avoid taking loans for making films.
Okay, Harsh, this, I have very little time. In fact, with you, I probably needed a few hours to discuss all the things. Anyway, now coming over to this Indus Valley International Film Festival. I know you have been taking delegations to Pakistan, and similar thing happened, what I have read and what I know. A lot of people discouraged you that time also. And when you were planning this festival, tell me what inspired you to have this. It's a unique festival, as by now whole world knows. It's a borderless film festival.
Yes.
So what inspired you to organize this festival?
See, Gopalji, in South Asia, we have a cultural and historical legacy. And maybe our borders have been divided for past 100 or 200 years. We have become different countries and we can live like a different countries for sure. But our cultural legacy span to thousands of years. And still, we follow similar kind of traditions. Our languages, folk tales, they overlap. They also get nurtured with from each other. by communicating with each other. Our languages are also similar, our food habits. So, and cinema is a modern expression of creativity. Similar continuous traditional, if cinema is a modern expression of similar traditional our cultural traditions. So I thought that a popular medium to connect people through popular art will help us to understand each other better, which will also help us to create a larger creative industry to benefit creative professionals across South Asia, be it from Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, India, and other neighboring nations also, which I want to join. I wish Afghanistan also join us. I wish other neighboring nations also, Burma also join us sometime, so that we create a larger South Asian creative industry, which will help creative professionals across South Asia. It will give them a larger access to larger market, and we can present South Asian cinema as a as a unified market to international community. So and it will help us also to unite people, heal the bonds in people's heart about each other. It will bring people closure. It will create a greater understanding of us among people. It will reduce hatred amongst each other. It will increase.
Very nice. Very thoughtful aim, I will say. Harsh, now you are into this second session of IVIF Indus Valley International Festival. How festival first, and so far how the second session has been going?
The first festival was very well taken. Very eminent filmmakers participated, and we had audience from all South Asian countries attending our festival from their home digitally. And every filmmaker who came, they said that due to this pandemic time, we should repeat it within the next few months, so that because it's a great relief for them from all the negative news we hear throughout the day. So it's a creative solace for them. So we decided to do the second season in October now. And we see that in next few months, pandemic will also, some vaccine will come, pandemic will end in coming few months. Then we plan to take this festival to every country in South Asia physically. Then we plan.
That's a
yes.
Traveling festival, as you say.
Traveling film festival. So from New Delhi, it should go to Colombo, it should go to Dhaka, Kathmandu, Lahore. The festival itself should travel. It should become a open festival, not limited to any geography in South Asia.
Okay. So I have read about your NGO which you run, SAFAC. Aims of both are similar actually. SAFAC is also established on the similar lines, isn't it?
Yes. SAFAC, Indus Valley is being organized by SAFAC. SAFAC NGO, South Asia Forum for Art and Creative Heritage, is a larger body. It's an umbrella body which works with all forms of artists, be it musician, folk performers, classical performers. It also organizes workshops for young art aspirants from across South Asia. We have invited students, artists from all South Asian countries, be it Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan, and other nations. And we wish to invite artists and also take Indian artists and students delegation to other countries, so to create a greater camaraderie between people of these countries, South Asia.
Okay, Harsh, now, in your journey of last more than 15 years, you have come across, like you yourself mentioned, that you are loved by a lot of people connected with film industry. And I have known you for maybe these many years only. More than 15 years, I have also known you. So if I ask you that in your this journey of filmmaking, you name three people, or okay, I'll make it easier for you. I will say just name two people who have really influenced you, who have really motivated you, who have inspired you. Who are the two people?
See, the first person I will name is Vishal Bhardwaj. He's a very humble man. He has achieved so much in his life and all self-made, belonging to Delhi. Then he went to Bombay as a musician, created his space as a musician, and then started directing films. But and also now produces films. But he is so humble, down to earth, and his heart, he's so loving. When you meet him, his eyes express love for you. And he talks so softly, mildly, and you get a lot of inspiration from him. And of course, my mentor, Shyam Benegal, is another person. Shyam Benegal is also a gem. जब वो ऑफिस जाते हैं श्याम साहब, तो नीचे गार्ड को भी वो रोज पूछते हैं कैसे हो, गार्ड को भी नमस्ते, वो गार्ड नमस्ते करता है, उसको भी नमस्ते करते हैं. So these kind of people exist in our creative world, and their work should reach to people. And I'm fortunate enough of getting in touch with them, and getting their love for past so many years.
Really, Harsh, humbleness is one thing. They say na, like in Hindi, what we say, phalon se lada ped jhuka hota hai. That's true for Shyam Babu and for Bhardwaj ji also. Now I'm, going back many years. This idea of going to Pakistan, and I believe you were discouraged not to go, but it was a hit. What inspired you to take up this journey, India, Pakistan, with filmmakers, with film fraternity, with filmy friends? What exactly inspired you to take this project?
When I was in college, I used to see a lot of friction and animosity between these two nations. रोज हमेशा लड़ाई की बात होती थी, war की बात होती थी. And we used to regularly see that people are so, they hate each other so much, people here. And we also used to hear news of people in Pakistan कि वो तो सब extremist हैं और वो इंडिया को तो बिल्कुल बर्बाद करना चाहते हैं, इंडिया से नफरत करते हैं. So मेरा दिल नहीं मानता था. I said कि मेरा मन सोचता था कि 60 साल पहले, उस वक्त 60 साल पहले तो हम एक ही थे, आज अचानक क्या हो गया? 60 साल पहले तो हम एक ही मुल्क थे, लोग एक ही थे. तो I wanted to go across and meet people in real people in Pakistan and see how they feel about India. I didn't believe in what media was saying, what media was imparting information. So I wanted to go across to Pakistan, meet people. So first I went to Pakistan with a delegation of 15 people, which comprised top classical musicians. Pandit L.K. Pandit was there, Meeta Pandit was there, Ustad Kamal Sabri was there, and few volunteers were there with me. Dr. Kiran Seth went with me, founder of Spikmeke. So in my first journey to Pakistan, myself, where I didn't know a single person in Pakistan, I didn't know. I just got some connections by fluke, and we got visa, and we went to Pakistan. We organized performances of classical music in Lahore, and I got so motivated by interacting with people. They were so forthcoming. They were so helpful. They are so loving to us. हमें तो वो तो हमें अपना भाई मानते हैं. तो मुझे लगा कि आर्ट में ये दम है, आर्ट में, क्रिएटिविटी में ये दम है जो लोगों के अंदर नफरत खत्म कर सकती है. तो क्यों ना
That's very true, very very true. You said it.
उसको इस्तेमाल क्यों ना किया.
So Harsh, this project, the film project, is it a secret or we can talk about it?
Yeah, I have been working on an Indo-Pak joint production feature film. It has been stalled right now. It's a love.
What stage? At what stage you are exactly, if you can tell me?
The pre-production was complete, script was complete, and we had also identified locations. We had done our recce. We had also commitments from a couple of top actors to play the lead role. I won't name the actors right now because it's not the right time, but I had already commitments from top actors from India and Pakistan to work in the film. And there were some, one of the leading production house in India and Pakistan were willing to support this film. But then it got stalled 2-3 years ago, and we are waiting for the right conducive atmosphere to do that film.
So Harsh, I really want to ask you so many things, but we are all, limited by time. So in the end, I wish you all the best in your future endeavors, whatever you do, whether filmmaking, organizing film festivals, or having these projects, connecting India, Pakistan artists and art. So wish you all the best. May you go up. You have come very far so far.
Thank you.
And may you go further and further. All the best. Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
Thanks for inviting me to your session and communicating with me.
Okay. Thank you.